The Rainbow Perk Challenge, one of the greatest and most iconic challenges we have ever seen within Call of Duty Zombies. But it's very limited. If you go on YouTube and you search up the Rainbow Perk Challenge, 95% of the videos you will see will be all on one map. Origins. Now yes, you can do this in either Black Ops 2 or 3, but at the end of the day, it's all still on the same map, Origins. This comes down to several things. One being the diverse nature of the perks on the map, and being able to have a rainbow themed perk loadout going from blue to green to orange to red, or vice versa. Also, the challenge of getting those extra perks is extremely unique to Origins. Having the red dig sites, finding those empty perk bottles, utilizing zombie bloods, no other map has it like that. If you want extra perks, you usually just get given a random one, which makes doing a Rainbow Perk challenge on other maps near impossible. But there are other ways of doing this challenge. Cold War Zombies, and yes, that is where we're going with this. Cold War has a great selection of perks. 10 to be exact. All 10 of those perks are available at all times on every map. No Easter eggs, no challenges are needed. You can literally just buy all of the perks once you have power turned on and you have enough cheddar in your pocket. But what if there was a challenge in place? Now you could simply just say, I'm going to do a Rainbow Perk challenge on Cold War Zombies, but I'm only allowed to buy one perk every 5 rounds up to round 50. Which is fine, but it's a little boring. So I came up with 10 challenges that I'd need to complete over the course of 50 rounds, and once the challenge is completed, the reward is a perk, and of course we're doing this in the Rainbow Perk order, just to make things a little bit more exciting. The challenges can be done in any order over the course of the 50 rounds, but there are a few challenges that are locked behind a certain round milestone, just to halt the perk progression a little, and once again make things a little bit harder. And the challenges are as follows. Make it to round 5, nice and easy one to start us off. Make it to round 20 without wearing any armor. Defeat one boss with a starting tier weapon, and by that I mean red tier rarity and no pack-a-punch. Have 100,000 points at any one time. Spend 200,000 points in total. Acquire the map specific wonder weapon. Use a random box gun for at least 10 rounds in a row, and get 250 kills using only lethals. Monkey bombs and Casimir grenades do not count as they go in the tactical slot. Get 1,000 critical kills, and finally make it to round 50. So 10 perks rewarded by doing 10 challenges over 50 rounds. Yeah, this should be easy, right? And because I forgot to say the order of the perks we'll be going in is Tombstone, PhD Slider, Elemental Pop, Juggernog, Death Perception, Stamina Up, Deadshot, Mule Kick, Speed Cola, and finally Quick Revive. No, it won't look like a proper rainbow, but that's about as close as you can get with Cold War. So I started off with my red tier 1911 as if this was still 2020 and I got to work. I also decided to turn Rampage Inducer on as well, which I was soon to learn was a bad idea. Like, really bad idea. On round 4, we're in the main part of the map and I picked up the AK-74U, the underrated champion that it is. I also won't bore you with all the maths of how much I've spent, I'll just let you know when it's getting juicy. Beginning of round 7 and I'm at the box, and I wanted to get my random gun challenge done early, so we give it a spin and I get the Ironhide. Not the best, but also not the worst thing to ever use. With it being round 7, I was also eligible for our first perk, but I wanted to get power turned on first. The only thing most zombie players know how to turn on, to be honest. Beginning of round 8, we're back in the starting area and I get the Ironhide upgraded and Tombstone bought, which put our total spend of the game to around 17,000 points. Not that it matters much, as on round 11 we end up taking our first down and subsequently die from it. Who would have knew that not having armor and activating Rampage Inducer would be a bad idea? Instead of reviving, I opted to use Tombstone and it spawned me directly in front of all of the zombies. I did get past, but not without taking a few hits, but as I'm reviving myself, I get taken out. First attempt down and it's only round 11. So we ran it back. This run went just as poorly. Literally did everything the exact same, just this time I didn't start with Rampage Inducer, we got power on, bought Tombstone, and I was a little over halfway through my 10 rounds with the box gun, which I got the Gallo. Then around 12, when I thought I had a decent setup, I turned Rampage Inducer back on, and not even 60 seconds later, I take it down. Luckily, Tombstone spawns me pretty close. All I have to do is open this gate. Game doesn't let you buy things in Tombstone. It just doesn't allow it. So I've got to run the entire way around the map, and of course I get to within 15 meters of my body and then I run out of time. So I died, meaning we've got to run it back once again. Yeah, I died again at one perk. This time not even whilst using Rampage and Inducer. I just get myself into a really awkward situation and I died. And I was so close to putting a head-sized hole in my desk. But I knew I could do better, so I gave it one final shot. Round 5, and we head into the main section of the map and pick up Tombstone. Not only do I get myself Tombstone, we're also one challenge down with 9 to go. Next up, I spin the box and it spits me out a purple tier AK-74U, and I honestly couldn't have asked for much better at round 5. Also meaning the random box gun challenge would be done on round 15. Round 6, and I actually got my second challenge completed, being to kill a boss zombie with a standard tier gun. I was originally going to do this with the Mangler at round 15 plus, but I was a bit pissed about the prior attempts, so I cheated. The following round, I get the final generator turned on, meaning that both Pack-a-Punch and the Wonder Fizz are now available. But first, I went and grabbed the eye for the Reiki. I still hate this scene way too much, as it always reminds me of that one part in Dead Space. You know the one, right? With the eye in my back pocket, I headed down to spawn where I Pack-a-Punched the AK and bought our second perk, PhD Slider. The next few rounds I focused on getting the parts together for the Reiki and just making my way through the rounds. Round 14 we have our first breach. Lockdown done, and we're on to round 15 where I have now completed our third challenge of 10, being 10 rounds with the box gun. During the gameplay though, I did kind of forget what round I got the good on, so I didn't actually buy our next perk until round 16. Round 20, and we complete 2 challenges this round. The first being reach round 20 without armor, which is by far one of the most stressful things I've ever done in this game, and the second being get the Wonder Weapon. The Reiki was acquired, and at this point I'm cruising. Round 20 actually saw our second breach, which was a breeze, and on round 21 I got our 4th and 5th perks, being Jug and Death Perception, putting us at halfway. I had pretty much got the easier challenges out of the way, and the remaining weren't necessarily much harder, but they were way more time consuming. Once I had armor and some okay perks, I turned my attention to getting my lethal kills. Unfortunately, there isn't any way of tracking how many lethal kills you have in a singular game, so this required way too much attention from yours truly. Every single time I went to get kills with a lethal item, I had to open the scoreboard, keep a mental note of how many kills I had, then kill a bunch of enemies with a grenade or whatever, take the new number of kills, subtract the old amount of kills from the new number to figure out how many kills I had with the item, and I had to do that for 4 rounds. But after 4 incredibly tedious rounds, it was finally done, and I could now buy myself the best perk in the game, Stamina Up. It was now round 28, 6 perks down, 4 to go, meaning we still had 4 challenges to do. The challenges weren't really difficult, as I said earlier, they were just time consuming. The 2 that I was mainly focused on were the points challenges. At this point in the game, I had already spent just under 100,000 points. I think the actual total was 93,450, meaning that once I hit 100,000 points, I'd basically knock out 2 challenges. So over the next few rounds, I grinded my ass off, and right at the beginning of round 33, I hit 100k points, meaning that challenge number 7 was done, and I was once again free to spend my points. Round 33 was also another breach round where I ended up spending a further 20,000 points on ammo for the Reiki, putting our total spend to 113,000-ish points. With the lockdown done, I could now go back to spawn and grab Deadshot, our 7th perk. Instead of just blowing all of my points immediately, I decided to wait just a few more rounds to finish off our spending spree. I had a couple hundred kills to go to get my 1,000 crit kills, so that was the next challenge I set out to complete. This was due to the perk reward being Mule Kick, meaning I could easily spend the remaining points needed to hit that 200,000 point goal. So round after round, I kept on blasting zombies in the head, and on round 37 it was done. 1,000 critical kills, Mule Kick was, and following up with that purchase, I bought the Howler. Now it was time to fully upgrade both the Howler and the AK, spending 80,000 points to do so, which put our grand total spend to 213,000 points. Now my maths may have been a little off here by a couple thousand, but I'm 99% sure we got it done, which is honestly good enough for me. That also means Speed Cola is bought, leaving us with just one more challenge and perk to get. Reach round 50, get Quick Revive, and we're done. The rounds go by pretty slowly, but one by one, kill by kill, we move through them, Almost dying here and there a few times. I will admit to that. That did happen a few times. But eventually, after many kills, we finally reach round 50. I had to spawn one final time and we buy Quick Revive, completing our Rainbow Perk challenge. It may not be the prettiest looking rainbow, but it is done. If you want to try this challenge yourself, please do. Feel free to switch up the challenges as you please, and let me know how you do. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.